This week's music playlist theme is about home, things that make you feel like you're at home. Not people or places, but things. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Joey. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. I'm so glad you're here, really. This is a very new channel, and I'm really excited about what I'm creating here on YouTube. So this week's playlist is got a little bit of a 70s rock, classic country, alternative folk vibe going on. And I'll explain why I picked this in a minute. But for those who are new, which is a lot of you, so here we go. I'm going to explain a little bit about this channel is I create theme playlists for kind of every life situation that I have. I use them to get inspired, to get through particular times, happy, sad, what have you. And I got inspired by this week's theme by a post that my friend made on social media. She had recently moved away. She was in a new city and she made a list of things that made her feel at home, comforting things. And one was an album. And I just absolutely love this idea because I totally resonate with that. There are certain things in my life where I just feel really connected to. I feel like I'm in the right place. And so I'm going to go through my list and hopefully you'll get inspired about things that you want to think about, like what makes you feel like you're in the right place, what feels at home to you. My first thing, I think everyone can agree on this, is food, like pizza, like really, really good pizza. I love Chicago style pizza. I lived there for a few years. Giordano's, oh my gosh, you have my heart. I know it can be delivered. You can have that pizza shipped to you, but I don't have any storage space for a bulk of Chicago style pizzas. Maybe I should kind of reconsider. That's what I'm talking about. Like when I have that particular kind of food, it just feels like all is right in the world. Like you just can't go wrong. And I think we can all have that source of connection of maybe a family member makes something that no one else can make, or maybe it's something you had when you were on a vacation at one point in your life and you're just like, I can't get this anywhere else. This is amazing. It just reminds me of a very wonderful time in my life, or maybe I felt really connected to the story or the place that I was at. So pizza, number one thing that feels like home. Second thing that makes me feel at home is my red lipstick. I feel lost without it. And I think most of us would be able to agree, like something that you wear makes you feel like your most authentic self. Okay. When you put on a hat or an accessory or a particular outfit and it just makes you feel good, like that is I feel a sense of home when you are stepping into what makes you feel empowered. So think about that. Like, do you have a particular thing that you like to wear that makes you feel good? And you just feel like, yeah, this feels like me. I think about this one quote that Bruce Springsteen said. And if I think about it, this is like the second reference I've made within like a couple episodes of Bruce Springsteen. But I read an article one time about when he was starting to play music. And he said something along the lines of, when I put on the guitar, when I'm playing the guitar, it just feels right. Like when I look in the mirror and I see myself holding the guitar, I feel at home. Like that is a damn good example of what makes you feel like you are in the right place. And that can go for hobbies too. Maybe you are a painter or a writer and you just feel at home behind your keyboard or with your paintbrush and your canvas. But my last top thing that makes me feel at home is songs by Glenn Miller and Waylon Jennings. And that's what got me for this playlist this week, is a very, classic country, got a little bit of big band music in there, along with some alternative folky tracks. And the reason I picked these songs was because those artists remind me of my grandparents. And those were like the best times, was visiting them in their home. They lived in a small town. There was always music playing. There was always good times. And so those songs just make me feel at home when I'm listening to them. Speaking of music, on to the playlist. So if you've selected the playlist on my my channel dashboard, then you will see the songs to the left here of what is going to be playing right after I'm done giving my little talk here. And if you selected the good old fashioned video, click in the show notes below. You're going to see a link to the music video playlist right after that. So just a couple steps. I'm trying to kind of figure out the flow of this channel. I'm starting off with some Tobin Sprout. I don't know much about this artist. He's fairly new to me, and I really like his sound. He kind of has an alternative country vibe going on with a little bit like indie mix. And, I found out that he is one of the founding members of the band Guided by Voices. Also, following along with, oops, my microphone moved because it's on an unstable table. I've got this new band on here called The Heavy Heavy. I really like their sound because they have kind of like this new retro kind of vibe going on. It's not quite folky, but it's kind of got a little bit of a like folky garage bandness in a way. I don't know if that's how they describe themselves, but let me know what you think of that one. I think you're going to like it. And then, of course, I've got some classic Carole King, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Mr. Waylon Jennings himself with Waymore's Blues. I've got the Marshall Tucker Band on here. This other artist that I recently discovered called Alberta Cross. I think you're really gonna got a very more upbeat indie vibe that they have going on there. And speaking of indie, I've got some Widow's Peak on here, and I'm finishing off with Mr. Glenn Miller himself with Moonlight Serenade. So this is a great playlist. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me a little thumbs up if you liked this video so I can make more of them. I'm going to make more of them anyway. And then please subscribe so that you can get all the notifications for the next episodes that are coming out. All right, my lovelies, I really hope you enjoy this playlist. Thank you so much for tuning in. And like always, you should turn it up.